Hey, welcome to EPN. My name is Victor Lucas, and we bring you the latest in everything cool every single day. Today, not so cool. It's nice and balmy here in Santa Monica. Today's rundown is going out to Avi5 as well as ChetUBet93. Both of you had very, very nice things to say, and we wanted to dedicate this rundown just to you. Bethesda Softworks isn't waiting until E3 to announce one of their big new games. After a series of leaks and teaser images, Bethesda and id Software have officially confirmed that Rage 2 is on the way. They released a short live-action teaser trailer this morning, promising that the first gameplay will be shown off tomorrow. Hopefully they'll be saving something for Bethesda's E3 presentation, which happens on Sunday, June 10th, and will be streamed live on our channel. The fact that we're getting a Rage sequel at all is a little surprising before the leaks anyway. The first Rage game came out back in 2011 and was only a moderate success, with the best thing about it being its combat and graphics. Rage was also the first big id game published by Bethesda after they acquired the studio in 2009, and they've already created new entries in other id franchises like Wolfenstein and Doom. It sounds like there's going to be no shortage of new Avengers in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Following the huge success of Black Panther and the likely success of next year's female-led Captain Marvel, it looks like the studio is going to be taking more risks with their superheroes going forward. Speaking with the BBC, Marvel Studios president Kevin Feige revealed that a Ms. Marvel movie is in the works and will focus on the Muslim hero Kamala Khan. Feige's exact words are that a Ms. Marvel movie is definitely sort of in the works, which isn't 100% committed but still sounds pretty likely. In the comics, Kamala Khan is a Pakistani-American who discovers that she has inhuman genes that give her shape-shifting abilities, so she takes up the mantle of Ms. Marvel. Kevin Feige adds that if they proceed with a Ms. Marvel movie, it will happen after they've introduced the character into the MCU in another film. Since Ms. Marvel is inspired by Captain Marvel, it would make sense to introduce her in the upcoming Captain Marvel movie, although that might be a little bit too soon. Ms. Marvel is an Inhuman, but don't expect her to appear in the Inhumans TV series. That's because the show has sadly been canceled. ABC has officially pulled the plug on the series, confirming that it won't be back for a second season. Fans already knew this was coming. The show ended its 8-episode first season last November with no word of a renewal, and ABC had previously stated that they were disappointed with the show's ratings. They weren't the only ones who didn't like it. Before Inhumans premiered on television, the first 2 episodes debuted in IMAX theaters across the globe, but they also failed to connect with audiences, and IMAX even went so far as to publicly state that the show just wasn't up to the standards of the other Marvel shows and movies. Hopefully Marvel will have better luck with future TV shows. Marvel's arch nemesis DC is having much better luck on the small screen. Some good news and some bad news has come in about the Batman prequel series, Gotham. The good news is that Fox has officially renewed the show for a 5th season, but the bad news is that it will be the final season. The fact that Gotham is coming back at all is a sigh of relief. The current 4th season has seen less than heroic ratings, leaving the chances of renewal in jeopardy, and Fox waited as long as they could before announcing their decision. Writing on Twitter, members of the show's cast and crew have thanked fans for their support in getting the show renewed. The fact that the writers and producers know ahead of time that the show is coming to an end will give them time to build a finale and bring the story to a satisfying conclusion. Best of all, they've confirmed something we could have guessed was coming. Bruce Wayne will take the mantle of Batman before the show comes to an end. The biggest and most uplifting television news that broke over the weekend has to be about Brooklyn Nine-Nine. The police sitcom has been saved from cancellation and will be back for a 6th season. The drama started on Thursday when Fox announced that they weren't renewing the series, saying that despite the show's loyal fan following, it just wasn't getting enough interest from mainstream audiences. This created an unprecedented outcry on social media from the show's very vocal fans, so another network, NBC, swooped in to save it and order the new season. It makes sense that NBC would be interested in the show. It's actually produced by NBC Universal Television, which has been selling the series to Fox since it began in 2013. So they already have a financial stake that will increase now that it's airing on their own network. Brooklyn Nine-Nine, with its sharp humor, is the type of show that typically does better in syndication and digital distribution rather than on traditional television, so NBC would be more than willing to take a loss in its initial airing in order to cash in down the line. The new season will premiere next year.
To the Nine-Nine!
Nine-Nine!
It's official, the Robinson family is going to continue being lost in space. Netflix has officially renewed their new reboot of the classic sci-fi franchise Lost in Space for a 2nd season. The show's creators had previously stated that they were developing story ideas for future episodes, but Netflix hadn't given it an official green light until now. We still don't know when the new season will arrive or how many episodes we might be getting. Nintendo is going to make it possible to buy one of their most popular products. Go figure. The company has announced that the NES Classic Edition will be back in stores on June 29th. They first announced earlier this year that they were bringing back the tiny retro device, correcting one of the biggest debacles in recent history. The NES Classic was first released in 2016, but thanks to the fact that Nintendo vastly underestimated demand, it sold out almost immediately and was impossible to find anywhere except from scalpers at a ridiculous markup. To make matters worse, rather than increase stock, Nintendo abruptly discontinued the device a few months later, driving up the resale price even more. Now that they're finally shipping new units to stores, it hopefully means that everyone who wants one will be able to get it at a fair price. Nintendo promises that supplies of the NES Classic, as well as last year's SNES Classic, are expected to be available through the end of the year. And that wraps us up for the rundown today. Thank you so much for watching. We'll be back again tomorrow with a brand new episode, so please come back for that. In the meantime, we've got lots of other content for you to check out. So if you do and you dig it, don't forget to hit subscribe, that little bell, and if you're so inclined, that sponsorship button too.